What if Formula One's most iconic race, the Monaco Grand Prix, just exposed a flaw so big it could kill the spectacle forever? This past weekend, teams bent the rules. Drivers apologized mid-interview. And now fans and insiders are asking the one question F1 never wanted to hear. Has Monaco finally run its course? Let's dive into the chaos, the controversy, and the shocking strategy scandal that has drivers fuming and the FIA on notice. Monaco 2025 was supposed to be different. New regulations, a mandatory two-stop strategy, a fresh attempt by F1 and the FIA to bring life back into the most processional race on the calendar. Instead, we got one of the most manipulated, slow-paced, frustrating races in recent memory. And the tactics teams used? They weren't just controversial, they left fans embarrassed and drivers furious. To call it boring would be kind. To say it was strategic would be generous. This wasn't racing. This was chess, played at 30 miles per hour. But here's the twist. The very rule meant to fix the Monaco problem may have just broken it further. Stick with us, because what Williams, Mercedes, and Racing Bulls did this weekend has triggered a wave of outrage that's impossible to ignore. The FIA's two-stop rule was meant to encourage overtakes via pit strategy. Instead, it turned Monaco into a circus of slow cars, blocked overtakes, and deliberate manipulation. Here's what went down. Williams, ended the weekend with both cars in the points. On paper, that sounds like a dream result. But the way they did it? That's what's causing the storm. Alex Albon and Logan Sargent took turns intentionally holding up faster cars, particularly both Mercedes drivers, to allow their teammate to build enough of a gap to pit and come out ahead. It was coordinated, it was blatant, and it worked. Albon later admitted, "I know we put on a bad show for everyone. It was just taking advantage of the track and car size. Apologies to everyone who watched that. That wasn't very pretty." If you're already shaking your head, don't worry. You're not alone. Drivers and team principals alike are speaking out, and what they're saying is scathing. And if you're enjoying these insights, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss the latest twists from the F1 world. George Russell had enough. Staring at the back of a deliberately slow Williams car for dozens of laps, he finally snapped, cutting the Nouvelle chicane to get ahead of Albon, knowing full well he'd get penalized. Why? Because he'd rather take a penalty than keep being used as a pawn in someone else's strategy game. And the FIA? They slapped Russell with a drive-through penalty, restoring him to the very spot he fought to escape. But could you really blame him? He wasn't trying to cheat the sport. He was trying to race. Something that's becoming increasingly difficult at Monaco. And here's where things get even more interesting. Toto Wolff and James Vowles, once allies at Mercedes, found themselves on opposite sides of this incident. But what happened next showed a deeper respect. During the race, Vowles sent Wolff a message, essentially explaining the tactic and apologizing for the poor spectacle. In the post-race press conference, Wolff revealed, "James is one of my guys. He had to do it. 2 cars in the points. I don't blame him." And then they hugged. Yes, even amidst the chaos, there was understanding. Because this wasn't just about Williams. This whole mess began with another team. With both cars in Q3, a rare opportunity to grab valuable points, they made the first move in this chain reaction of manipulation. Their plan? Use Liam Lawson, who was running in 9th, to block the pack and protect Hajar, who was running 5th. Lawson slowed the field. Hajar pitted. No pressure, no risk. Just a clean re-entry into the race with free air. It was so effective that other teams, not including Williams, copied it. And guess what? Racing Bulls walked away with 12 points, leapfrogging Aston Martin in the standings. Even Lawson, who scored his first points in F1, seemed uneasy about how it happened. Carlos Sainz didn't mince words. The two-stop didn't change much, apart from giving us 2 moments of tension instead of 1. But the real issue is this manipulation. Sainz fears this kind of racing, if you can call it that, and will become the norm in Monaco. Slowing down 2 to 3 seconds per lap to protect pit windows? That's not strategy, that's exploitation. Even Albon admitted, "We just did what Racing Bulls did." It wasn't pretty, it was frustrating. But it's a team sport and we maximize the points. And that's the worst part. Even those benefiting from the tactic admit it's bad for the sport. If you're appreciating this level of analysis, drop a like and subscribe to Fuel Up Daily. We dive deeper than the headlines. So now we ask the question that no one wants to ask out loud. Is it time for Monaco to go? It's a race built on history, money, and prestige. But from a racing standpoint, it's becoming a parody of itself. If circuits like Imola, known for tight corners and limited overtaking, are being dropped for not adapting to modern F1, how does Monaco keep surviving? Yes, the yachts are beautiful. Yes, the scenery is breathtaking. But the racing? If we're setting the grid on Saturday and driving processions on Sunday, we're no longer watching Formula One. We're watching Formula Follow, and that's not what this sport was built for. If the FIA doesn't take action now, they're not just risking another boring Monaco, they're risking the very integrity of the championship. Imagine this manipulation tactic becoming a standard Monaco playbook. Every year, every team, every driver forced to drive deliberately slower because that's what wins points. Carlos Sainz nailed it. Ultimately, you're manipulating the outcome of the race. It needs to be addressed before it becomes normal. And Russell? He wasn't angry about the penalty. He was angry that no one cared about the racing. If the FIA fails to act, fans will grow more restless. The slander Monaco already receives, it'll only multiply. And those billionaire parties, they might not have a race to celebrate much longer. So here we are. The Monaco Grand Prix, a jewel of the calendar, now risks becoming a liability. Because no matter how many yachts, celebrities, or sparkling champagne bottles you add, if the racing isn't real, the race doesn't matter. And if we're letting teams win by crawling through 78 laps, what does that say about the direction Formula One is heading? Now we want to hear from you. Is Monaco still worth its place on the F1 calendar? Should the FIA outlaw these kinds of manipulative tactics immediately? Or is this just part of modern strategy? Like it or not, drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read everyone. And if you're passionate about the future of this sport, subscribe to Fuel Up Daily right now. We're here to fuel your F1 obsession. One race, one controversy, one story at a time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.